Hello and welcome back to the Weekend Gardener. It's been a few weeks, but there's not been a lot going on really, just watering and weeding, keeping on top of everything. But today is time to harvest my first early potatoes. I put in 6 Casablanca on the 22nd of March, and they're ready to come out now. They're flowered and all the leaves are starting to die off. So I'm going to get them tipped out into the wheelbarrow and see what sort of a harvest we get from those. And then I think I'm going to have to take some of my lettuce up, because they've started to go to seed in the heat, and I'm just going to replace them. I'm going to put a couple of rows of carrots in, so I've got a succession of those. So we'll find somewhere shady and make a start with the potatoes. This is the first tub of Casablanca. As I said, sown on the 22nd of March. I just put that in to stop the leaves from going everywhere. That's not a bad little harvest. It's going to do a couple of meals. I'll just go through the rest of the compost and see what else I can get out, and then I'll do the other bucket on my own and we'll see what we get at the end of it. First potato harvest of the year. Not quite as much as I wanted, but it'll do. It wasn't too bad. There was only 5 seed potatoes that I pulled out, so that must have been all I put in. So it's not a terrible return, and I can use the sieved compost that I've taken out. I'm just going to spread that over the second early and main crop potatoes to stop the sun getting to any tubers that have worked their way to the top. So I'll get that done now, and then I'm going to move on to sowing some more carrots. So I'm back up on the second plot now, and I'm just going to show you how I plant my carrots. The ground up here is quite stony, so I'll make a hole in the soil, put some fresh compost in, and then just put a couple of seeds on top, and when they germinate, pick out the strongest one and let them go. I make the hole roughly the size that I want the carrots, and then I should get some uniform, nice straight long carrots. So I'll just show you the process now. First row of 7, and you've just seen me do the first couple of holes on here. So I've just put a hole as deep as I can go with a steel bar, then open up the diameter with the dibber. So that should be roughly the size of the carrots that I come out with. So I'll just finish the rest of them, then I'll pop a little bit of sieved compost in and a couple of seeds, and then that's this little job done. I've just put 3 or 4 seeds into each pot, cover them over with compost, give them a good watering, put these polycarbonate sheets on top to keep them moist, and just check on them every day to make sure the compost hasn't dried out too much. And hopefully in a week to 10 days they should start to come through. And I'll just show you some that I sowed about 2 weeks ago. These were done using the same method. I put a hole in with a bar, opened it up with a dibber, and then just popped a couple of seeds into each, and I've got at least 1 in every cell. Some of them got 2 or 3, so in a week or 2, once they're established, I shall take out the weaker ones, leaving the stronger ones, and hopefully I should have a decent batch of carrots. The giant onions are doing well. I started mine a little bit later than most people that were doing the giant onion challenge, so mine won't be quite as large, and this one is the biggest. It's doing quite well. I've just sunk a bottomless pot into there. I don't water the top, I just water the soil around, give it a feed once a week with tomato feed, and they're doing quite well. So I'm just going to tidy up the flower bed and I'm going to head home. And I can barely even get in the Ponga tunnel now. The tomatoes have gone absolutely crazy over the past week with all this warm weather. So I've just come in, water them every other day, feed them every Sunday, and just leave them to it. But they're doing really, really well. Today's been a little bit of a washout. It's been raining on and off all day, but it's what the garden needs really. So I've just done a quick harvest, got some carrots, spring onions, red electric onions, and some beetroot. So we're going to have a nice potato salad with our evening meal tonight, with the potatoes that I harvested yesterday. So I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching, and see you again next week.